I don't know why I lucked out, but I get to introduce Lee Bradford. Really excited to do that. I can tell you that we love Lee, and it's great to have him here. So please, Lee.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. And looks like I'm on the screen right on schedule. So thanks, Jen. Well, first and foremost, I guess I just want to say thank you. I'm going to share a quick slideshow here just so everybody can follow along. Okay, so there, hopefully everybody can see the slides. So again, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to be here. And then secondly, your time and spending time with us this evening. Tonight, I'm just going to give a very high level look at some of the work that we've been up to in my first 6 months as general manager here at the co-op, and then we will move into some Q&A as well. So I just want to reiterate what Peter had shared. Feel free to drop questions in the chat as they occur to you as we go through. Peter will help us facilitate some Q&A when I wrap up here and we get into that section. It's almost certain that we will not have an opportunity to answer everybody's question here in this forum tonight, but as Peter indicated, we are absolutely committed to doing that and sharing those questions with everyone. So, and those answers as well. So thank you. Before we jump into business here, I just want to do a quick introduction. I've had an opportunity to meet many shareholders, but certainly nowhere near the 8,600 plus that we have. So just to give you a little bit of background about me, my wife, Melanie, and I, we've been married 22 years. We have a son, Max, who's 21 up at UVM. We have a daughter, Isabel, who's 18 at SUNY Oswego, and a daughter, 15, Chloe, who is at BUHS. We raised our family in Keene, New Hampshire, right across the river. We lived there for 14 years. My wife, Melanie, is a teacher by trade and still teaching. And before the co-op, I had several leadership roles at both UNFI and CNS in the food distribution and retail grocery industry. So just over, I guess just about a year and a half or so ago, CNS moved us out to California, where I held the role of general manager for Freshco, which is a produce company out there, as well as vice president of sales for CNS West Coast, which was California, Washington, and Oregon. In the interest of time, let's just say it was not our cup of tea. We're very much New Englanders at heart, and after a few months began looking for ways to get back to what we considered home. And as we were looking for opportunities to return to the area, I was connected with a cooperative, and really for my first interaction with a selection committee, I knew this was a place that not just that I wanted to land, but that I wanted to finish my career. So again, I'm very excited to be here and appreciate the opportunity. From an initial approach, just as I joined the team at the end of March, and that was after a fairly hectic cross-country trip with 3 cats, a dog, a broken down U-Haul in New Mexico, road closing windstorm in Kansas, and 9 days on the road, we ended up here at our apartment on High Street and ready to start work at the co-op. And I focused in a few key areas. I have them up on the slide. I'm not going to read the slides. They're there for reference, but just as context for my notes here tonight. My top priority was absolutely learning about people. Building a great team really is what I enjoy, what I thrive on, and understanding how to help this team be successful was really my first, job one, top priority. I, of course, also looked into the business side and really did as much as I could to educate myself very quickly on our financial status. And not just that, but the co-op industry in general and how it's shifted and changed, especially in the face of COVID. And then I also was very interested in looking at industry trends in the grocery space and food supply chain space and how they apply to the co-ops differently than a conventional retail store, or how the conventional responses to those trends can impact co-ops, because we're in a huge time of flux and change right now. So I felt it was very important for me to understand that. My goal was really to have a one-year plan in place, within the first 90 days that would lay a foundation and take us through this year and allow us the breathing room to operate, but also start a much longer strategic planning for the next 10, 15 years and beyond. So people, life is people, and that is just sort of an underpinning of my leadership and management philosophy. A good team can overcome bad processes and outdated technology and broken tools, but you can have the fanciest technology in the world and the most efficient processes in the world, and without the right people, you're just not going to be successful. Similarly, my entire career has been focused on the customer experience and creating a really good experience for people who interact with the enterprises that I'm part of. So it's equally important to understand, the interests and perspective of our stakeholders. So our board, our shareholders, our shoppers, suppliers, and our community at large are all important stakeholders in the success of the co-op. It's also an important way to make sure we're focused on the right thing in store, is to make sure that we are understanding all the interests of our stakeholders. I had the opportunity when I first came on board to meet some shareholders. I did several tablings throughout the first few weeks. I continue to be, I would say, intentional on establishing relationships with our suppliers and some of our business partners. I think we have a great opportunity to strengthen some of those. And Geraldine and I began speaking as I was driving across the country, but we started joining or having our weekly check-ins right away. So I've had a great experience getting to know the board, and in the staff of the co-op.